Welcome to the AI Chat Podcast. Today I want to tell you about the craziest new AI tool that I have seen, and that is called Suno AI. This is a music generation AI. I feel like this is a new frontier, and just so you know, I'm someone that has been using AI music tools for a very long time. Probably over 6 years ago, I remember I started using these AI tools to kind of generate music because I was in kind of the music business. Anyways, coming back to it today, this is absolutely mind-blowing because this goes so much further. In the past, I was just generating like soundtracks, which sounded not that great. They were instrumentals. They didn't actually sound that good, but I was kind of blown away it could make anything. Today, we've come to the point where the tool I'm about to show you, which, I won't drag this out too much. It's called Suno AI, and they literally are able to make, songs about anything. It has vocals in it. It has any style. This is amazing. I'm going to show you some demos of exactly, what I've been making with this. So they just have their new V3 that's launched as a new model. And in my opinion, this all of a sudden makes it so this is a very, very viable tool. It's insane. Let's look at what I've done. So, of course, with the podcast AI Chat, I had to give a shout out and make a bunch of songs that are just about my podcast. So the lyrics might be a little cringy. Most of these, I didn't change the lyrics. You can actually change the lyrics. So you can do a couple things. You can see here, I typed in my prompt on, let's say, like this song here that I liked. I've generated a bunch. The prompt that I used for this was not this one here, but if you want to make a new song, you just type your prompt in here. So an example is like a metal song about a podcast called AI Chat that keeps people updated on the latest AI news. So I'm like literally just saying like what type of song. What they don't want you to do, what I've noticed in here is say like, in the style of Celine Dion or in the style of an artist, but I've been able to get around this by just misspelling artist names and then it gets it for you. So I'm assuming they just have a giant list of artists that they kind of blacklist. I don't really know what the get around is, but I found some really cool stuff by essentially doing that. So one example is I wanted it to do a rap in the style of Juice WRLD. And, Juice WRLD does the word world isn't actually fully spelt. The O is missing. So if you actually just fully spelled Juice WRLD, then it will do it. So here is the first, here's the first song I wanted to show you. Check this out.
AI chat, let's get it poppin'. Bringing you the latest, ain't no stopping. In the world like I, we stay on top. Keeping you informed, never gon' flop. Got the hip hop beat, Juice WRLD style. Swinging through the airways, going wild. Talking about AI, spreading the news. Podcast got you catching all the clues. AI chat, keeping it real. Staying up to date with that AI pill. Tune in, turn up, don't you miss a beat. AI knowledge, yeah, we can't be beat.
Okay, come on. You have to admit that is like literal insanity. The prompt for that was literally a hip hop beat Juice WRLD rap about a podcast called AI Chat that keeps people updated on the latest news in AI. Okay, like that's all I gave it, and it was able to create that. Now, I will say, I generated a bunch. That was my favorite one. So there's like some sort of selection process. And then in addition to that, this one came out pretty good as far as like how the song sounded and stuff. But I've also heard a bunch where like the lyrics, they pretty much, I'm assuming, use ChatGPT to generate the lyrics. And the lyrics can be pretty cheesy or bad. You can say like, make sure it's not cringe and stuff. I actually had a lot of luck if I wanted something really specific, just going to ChatGPT, and I would just like give it to write something like very specific that I wanted. And then, it was able to do a better job sometimes doing that. And then I could tweak it. I have friends that are using this and they're just writing all the lyrics themselves. You can use ChatGPT to get started. But anyways, this is insanity. There's so many use cases, but okay, I want to show you. I tried a bunch of different styles. I want to give you an idea. This isn't just like, some beat maker. It can do a rap. Like that's cool, right? It can do a lot of different styles. So I essentially tested a very similar prompt where it's like, write a song about AI Chat, the podcast or whatever, but I did it in a bunch of different styles. So this next one, pretty much the same prompt, but I said a Western song, and this is what I got out of it for a Western song.
Well, gather round, folks. It's time to listen to the tales and the news. Ain't no need for this, and there's a podcast you see called AI Chat. It's a Western roundup where the news is at. AI Chat, keeping us informed about the world of AI.
Okay, I liked my other one better, but like, not terrible. Let's go to this one. I did an EDM one. Now, I've actually had some really good success doing EDM ones that are like really good songs. This one I feel like wasn't like that good. I didn't generate it a bunch of times. I just want to give you an idea of like what the sound is. I just feel like the lyrics were like so cheesy that it just like it made it so cringe. I didn't give it the lyrics, it just automatically generated them. But just listen to the sound of the vocals and the music. I think is impressive as far as style goes.
Welcome everybody to the AI chat, where we're gonna keep you updated with no hold back. Tune in now, get ready for the ride. We're gonna take you on a journey to the other side. AI chat, can you hear it now? The latest news in AI, gonna show you how. From breakthroughs to tech trends, we've got it all.
Okay, obviously, it can do an EDM song fairly accurately, but the big question is, what about classical rock? And this isn't like hard rock, which I discovered because in my brain when I said classical rock, I was like thinking kind of hard rock, but no, this is like actual classical rock. Here is a classical rock song that it did for me, you know, in the style.
There's a podcast that's breaking new ground, a revolution in the air, you can hear the sound. AI chat's gonna keep you in the know, bringing the latest news, a place to grow. From algorithms to machine learning, cutting edge tech, futures churning, course with passion and knowledge to share. AI chat's got the answers, they're always there. Chats got the answers, they're always there. AI chats, watch your back, we're reaching new heights. AI chats, got your back, we're reaching new heights.
Okay, pretty decent for classic rock, honestly. You get the vibe of a lot of songs you've probably heard before from that. The final one I wanted to give you was, dang, what's it? I wanted to give you a yodeling song. All right, I'll skip through this one. It won't make you suffer through an entire minute of yodeling. It actually just played like a normal kind of sounding song, and then the chorus had yodeling in it. Let me try to skip to that for you.
There's a podcast that's got the latest scoop, we break through. They'll bring the news straight to you.
All right, here's the chorus for you.
Yodelay-o, yodelay-o. Listen up, it's time to know. Yodelay-o.
All right, it's kind of disappointed it wasn't like a full-on yodeling song. Last one for you is metal. Then I want to talk about some of the features, how you can use this thing, and some cool stuff about this. Last sample is metal, and I'll be done harassing you with AI chat songs, I promise. Okay, so it nails metal, right? Okay, here's a couple cool things that you can do with this. So the first thing is when you generate a song, they're usually 30 seconds long, 40 seconds long. If you're trying to make something that's like an actual song, what you're gonna wanna usually do is actually put in your own lyrics. I've been able to push it to 2 minutes, and I think that's the longest it can just generate in a single clip is a 2-minute song. Now, if you want it to go longer, what you're gonna have to do is click over on any song that you like, and then you're gonna create either a remix or you have the option to continue from this song. So essentially it's like if it does like a 30 seconds of a song, you can continue and you'll see like you can choose exactly where in the song. So maybe you're like, oh, I like half the song, but the second half I don't really like. So you can choose like, okay, go up to like minute or second 47 and continue from there and continue making the song. So that was a way that that's essentially how you can extend it. You can use random styles if you want to try different styles. What's cool is like when you're remixing or when you're continuing from your last song, you're essentially using that song as a reference, but then you are putting in new lyrics. Or so, if you want to keep the same chorus, you just put in the same chorus, but it's going to pretty much copy the same style. And I can show you a couple examples of like me doing this. So with the original song, if you remember that original like hip hop song or whatever, I made like a part 2 to it or whatever. So I'll just play like 2 seconds of the original song, and then I'll show you what I was able to continue off of that with.
AI chat, let's get it poppin'. Bringing you the latest, ain't no stopping.
Okay, so that was the first part, and then I got it to do part 2, continuing off of that.
In a digital world, spinning fast, I find my pace.
So same voice, same vibe. And I think what's important here is these voices, from what I've seen, they change like song by song. Like what you're just listening to, very Juice World sounding kind of song. I also tried to get it to do I think I asked it to do a Kanye West song. Oh, but how I got it to do Kanye West songs, I'm sure it would just say no to Kanye West, is I said Ye, right? Because he changed his name to Ye or whatever. And I think one of these might have sounded sort of similar. Let's see.
Yo, listen up, I got something to say about a podcast that's breaking the AI game. It's called, yo, listen up, I got.
Okay, yeah, so that first one sounded much more like Kanye West than the second one. But anyways, yeah, so you're able to do different musicians, essentially different voices, but it's hard to get it to generate the exact same like voice unless you're referencing an artist, which you're technically not allowed to do. And even though I have a loophole now to kind of get it to sound like Juice World, like at some point they're going to shut that down, right? And so you kind of have to know, I think you're going to have to get creative with prompting and like generate a prompt that gets you something similar to an artist that you like or a style you like, but it's going to be the same problem that you have with Midjourney, where it's like you generate a cool picture of a person, but if you want to use that same person, let's say you're making like a children's illustrated book and you want to use the same character throughout all the pages, that was very hard. Midjourney just solved that, where they're now able to use the same character throughout like multiple image generations. I'm assuming you'll be able to do that, but right now, essentially what you can do is if you generate a song that you like, but maybe it wasn't long enough or didn't have the right words, you just remix it or continue, and you put in your new lyrics and you can create the whole song. Absolutely phenomenal piece of technology. Highly recommend you check this thing out. Not sponsored, but amazing. If anyone at Suno wants me to sponsor them, wants to sponsor me, let me know. But amazing piece of software. Highly recommend checking this thing out. Suno.ai. Check it out. If you enjoyed the podcast today, make sure to leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts. Really appreciate it. Subscribe on YouTube, and I hope that you have an amazing rest of your